Greetings. This is my video response to the Homeschool Blog Hop Homeschool Binder. And this is it right here. I've emptied it out with the exception of a few things that I used last year. I'll be using again this year. And my binder is a basic zip around binder. I tend to collect a lot of paperwork throughout the year. So having a zip up binder helps me keep it intact. My papers aren't falling out and getting torn and things of that nature. So basically, it's pretty simple. In this pocket, I usually have my Post-it notes, highlighter pen, and I have whiteout. I don't have whiteout in here right now, but I'll be putting some whiteout in there. I usually get the smaller sticky notes. They're like the strips, but I didn't see any excuse me, when I went to the Dollar Tree. So I'll be getting some of those. In here, I keep papers that I know I'm going to be referring to. These are more teacher references than anything. For instance, this is a paper that talks about analogies, and these are some test-taking tips for math and reading that they used last year that I'll use again this year. Here I have a writing rubric, and basically what a rubric is, it is a grading scale to assess your children's quality of work, and it lets you know exactly what each gradient means and what's the best work, what's the lowest grade you can give them or the lowest score you can give them, and in each area that you're looking for in a particular work. This one's writing, and this one is a paragraph writing rubric. And what I did was I like to cut these out, and I'll attach these to whatever composition or essay they're working on, so they can specifically see what they need to work on or what they did good on. So it's open for discussion when I do give them their score. This is just a bigger one that I keep for myself, but usually I just print these out, cut them out, and I'll add it to their writing. It was a part of a paragraph writing unit that I purchased off of Teachers Pay Teachers, and it helped out a lot. So let me put this here and get back on track. Okay, the beginning of my binder starts out with my homeschooling law. Though I am in a homeschool-friendly state and very little is required, it's mainly on the discretion of the parents, I still keep the law here handy for anyone who wants to see it, read it. If they're interested in homeschooling, I can show them the law if we're out and about and I have my binder, or someone who is inquiring, or just anyone who wants to know about the law. I have it here. In this section, this is where I keep my calendar. I have a year at a glance calendar for 2013, 2014. And side note, if you're looking for any printable calendars, you can go to templatetrove.com excuse me, and they have free yearly and monthly calendars. You can get them, print them out in different colors. So these are my year at a glance, and then this separates my monthly calendars, which I got from the same place, Template Trove. And this year I'm adding my children's doctor's appointments to my homeschool binder. I usually have it separate. I have a family binder that has doctor's appointments and things of that nature in there, but I found that last year I was missing out on a lot of appointments and forgetting to schedule them into my lesson planning, and it threw me off sometimes. So instead of referring back and forth between binders, I just added it here, and anytime they have an appointment I can see it, and then when I start my lesson plannings I can plan around it. Or I can say, well, you know what, this day is going to be full, we're just going to take this day off. This page is something I created last year, and you can get this on my Teachers Pay Teachers shop, Knowledge Nuggets. And this is a website subscription log, and you basically write down any subscriptions you have to any website. So let's say you have a subscription with Lesson Planet or ABC Teach. You can put the website down, your username, password, and you don't have to worry about memorizing it, because I'm terrible at doing that. I'll forget my password, and I have to email myself, and it's inconvenient. So I just, write it down here, and I know exactly what subscriptions I have and what I can refer to. In this section, this is where I'm going to put my answer keys to whatever curriculum or tests or anything I'm going to be administering this year. The answer keys are going to go in here. Now, this section, these 3 sections right here are for my 3 oldest. They each get their own section, and each one of them has a curriculum resource sheet. And what I do is every core curriculum or anything I use in conjunction with their curriculum, I put it here. I put the subject and I put the abbreviation. So for instance, if I'm using Growing with Grammar, I will put, Growing with Grammar, subject, grammar, language arts, and an abbreviation would be GWG. And the reason why I do that is because when I write my lesson plans, I write in shorthand. So I do a lot of abbreviating. And if I do have to make a run or run errands, take my children to the doctors or whatever, and my husband has to take over, he can look at my lesson plan and it doesn't look like Medu Neter or hieroglyphics to him. He can actually decipher it and see what each abbreviation means. So this is a guide for me, but it's also a guide for him. Then I have it's a daily grade record, but it's not daily. It's more of each individual child has their own grade sheet. And I found that going online, I saw a lot of teacher record sheets. They were not conducive to me. I don't have a class, or I don't have 10, 15 children. So I made a sheet where each one of my children gets a sheet for the year, or however many they need as the year goes by. And I can just put the date if they have a test in reading, spelling, and I can just scroll over. So spelling, and as the months, days go by, whenever they have a test, and then eventually as the year goes by, you can see, okay, these are their grades for this. This is their grades for that, and then you can average it out with each individual child. So each one of my children has one of these. And this is also a reading log. I like to keep a log of the books that my children are reading. You can also get this free. I have this free on my, I have an account on Homeschool Launch. I don't think I uploaded it to my Teachers Pay Teachers yet. I'll look and check and see. If I didn't, I'll do that when I get the chance. But basically, I like to keep a record of the books they're reading and the genre of books that they're reading. This is all of my children's. Even my youngest now, she has a section. My 6-year-old has a section. Now this is where I keep my daily lesson plannings. I plan daily. So I created a sheet for each one. Each section is for each one of my children. From my oldest to my oldest 3 are on this side. And I put the subjects. So I can just abbreviate, lesson, labs, whatever. It'll all be on here. And then on the back, I have a section for my two younger, my 6-year-old and my 4-year-old. Theirs will not be as detailed as the older 3, but my son, he's still more hands-on Montessori activities, and we'll be doing a lot of speech activities with him, so that will be incorporated in his lesson planning. And then my 6-year-old, her year this year is going to be a little more structured than before, because now she's reading quite well. She's working in math, so she does have a core curriculum for writing, math, spelling, reading, and things of that nature. So that's what this is, my daily lesson planning. Then I have loose leaf back here. I write random stuff. I write notes. If I have, this is a list of books that I want to get them for economics, for instance, so I wrote down the books. I was going to make a log, but the way I am, I probably wouldn't use that because I just like to write. So this is paper for whatever. If I need to take some paper and put it in between my daily lesson plans for note-taking is here. And put this over here. This is a notebook that I have for when I'm creating my own materials. So when I'm creating flashcards or when ideas pop up in my head, I write them down in my notebook. I'm also using this just to take notes for random stuff. And I have this segmented here. It's African proverbs. So I write, whatever I need in there. So basically, that's my binder. As the year goes by, this will start to fill up. And then throughout the year, like towards the middle of the year, when it comes to my daily lesson planning, I'll take the daily lesson plans out from the first 6 months, and I actually put them in a brown manila folder. So later on in the year, I'll probably do a video on how I archive and put the children's old, previous schoolwork away, and how I file it and organize and that whole thing. But this is my binder, and when my curriculum comes in, I will do the vlog hop video of our homeschool curriculum for 2013-2014. Peace.